We on.
I want to interview Chris. Interview with one Rasta in New York. What do you think about them? I want to interview with them. Like how Bert was here. We'd ask question and we answer it.
Yes, Lord.
Turn it off.
Ready up now? Come ready.
Well, greeting to the brother and sister, the Rasta activists and Ethiopian and home and abroad. This Facebook is a short discussion and our meeting we had with the Ethiopian ambassador. In our discussion with him, he identified to us that Ethiopia is a democracy. Most brothers know that the royal family create a more political party and contest election, which that clarity will give to them know that we don't really believe in that because 1931, the 16th of July, His Imperial Majesty give Ethiopia its first written constitution. And coming first, constitutional monarchy. So we don't see why we really bring ourselves to that to commonize the royal family and bring them down to the extent that they must create a political party. And what the ambassador doesn't understand is that every Marxist then the silent state, the first objective of get power is to re-educate the people. And that re-education destroyed them past history. And President Marx and Stalin, we have that experience with the Ethiopian revolution from 74 to 91. And we couldn't bring ourselves to believe that we could fight Ethiopia. And what the Ethiopian student must understand clearly, historically, wherever you ever saw this revolution, the objective of the winner is to re-educate the people to what they want them to believe. So we believe that if the royal family, just for argument's sake, establish a political party, we contest the election, they would never win nothing. Because from 74 to 91, the government disregard the Imperial Majesty contribution to Ethiopia and take out His Majesty's name within the history of Ethiopia. And the things that there is no Haile Selassie I anymore. So the chance of the royal family create a political party, contest election. The Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Confederation reject that. And if the ambassador want to be honest, we must realize that it would never work. We could never work. Because it was the objective of the revolution. The objective of the revolution stand for to destroy the Imperial Majesty. Them kill the intellectual them. And some of the royal family get very old. And the grandson of His Majesty, these grandsons, they demoralize them to the extent that they don't have no interest in the restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I. They travel the world with respect as playboy. So we have to understand this today that we of the Federation and the Church would never support the question of the royal family create a political party and contest election in Ethiopia. So what we're waiting on now, we want some clarity from the ambassador and the present Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Them speak a lot about democracy, but to me, when I listen to what them say, is that it's only socialism in a different form. One don't call it democratic socialism, which they don't think of democratic socialism. Because them speak of democracy so much that when you look at the administration, you don't get justice. And I will not say anything more to create a field between we and the present government. Because we believe that economic liberation, we could play a part in that. Restoration didn't suffice the first. We could play a part in it. And restoration of constitutional monarchy. We could play a part in it. So that is why we're not going to really dwell with that era and discussion that can be misinterpreted, that is anti the government. Because what I must make clear to the Rastafarian people and the Ethiopian people that President Prime Minister is our Prime Minister also. If we are to accept his Imperial Majesty statement, 1966, 21st April in the Park of Jamaica, that we and Ethiopian are blood brothers. Same DNA. So there's no question about it. We would like the Prime Minister take into consideration that we are Ethiopian who exile abroad and we have a meaningful contribution to the Ethiopian problem. So when come off, no one need to the Honorable Christopher Graham.
That is clear.
Yes, greetings again in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Greetings to all those who love truth, justice and hate aggression, and to all the Rasta community and Ethiopian people at home and abroad, and also to the Ethiopian government and the new Prime Minister, and also the ambassador, the new ambassador. Now, I'm going to just expound and identify that the government in Ethiopia right now, the new government, is like we really don't get no full clarity and understanding on where they're going. You understand me? We don't really understand what they mean when they say democracy. Or when they say that they want to have something new for bring about the glory of his, not them say glorious history of Ethiopia. And we have mentioned his mighty name. So we are saying if all these things that they're talking about that is new to improve Ethiopia and for correct the abuse of the farmer government, then they must bring in Emperor Haile Selassie I in it and his constitution. We asked for a constitutional reform, meaning say His Majesty Constitution, as Jabuna just mentioned, from 1931, the 16th of July, reform 1955. That constitution must come back to Ethiopia in order for Ethiopia to really have a democracy. Right now, we see the government right now like it's the same socialism in disguise. Them call it a democracy, but we don't reach a democracy. Concerning the former government, the internet that we're talking on right now, them lock it off and shut it off in Ethiopia. Did they bring back the internet so that people can see this and hear this in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian people at home and abroad? The Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation is an organization within the West. And we are legitimate and we are legal. It was given to us by His Majesty Emperor Selassie I and his son, Crown Prince Hassan Haile Selassie. So what we are saying now is that King Haile Selassie identified to us a prince or no prince. Because we are a legal institution, His Majesty give us the right to organize ourselves here in the West. With these institutions, the Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. And in Ethiopia, as we said before, that the previous government blot out His Majesty's name from the university and out of everything and from the curriculum, no history about His Majesty in the curriculum and the schools. So we are saying, these different changes, much things that we have to do to change the whole thing. But most of the people in the parliament of Ethiopia, the same old people, them same way, yes, can change the prime minister and couple and some of the government officials. But most of them is still inside of them, the same socialist Marxist Leninist them. You understand me? So in order for these changes to take place now, we must bring we into the whole thing at the table so we can discuss and change the fundamental things that we can change. And royal family must play a role because there's a crown council of Ethiopia in exile with its people, which is I and I, us, and the other Ethiopian who are in exile, who run from Ethiopia. As I want to identify, say, if the government Ethiopia would allow one of the princes or the prince to set up a political party as they said that should happen. Which you know, so that kind of happened that issue before. But them couldn't win no election. And sovereignty, constitution, monarchy and them today, that don't come from a ballot box. As much as give them the government. When them share power with them, because an important part in 1931, the 16th of July, Emperor Haile Selassie I share power with the people through the parliament and through the constitution. And so them get for rule. You understand me? But you see, Emperor Haile Selassie I was a lawman. He did the law. And them lawless. Them don't really want the law to come back, so no one is to come back. As far as I see and understand right now, them don't want the government to come back in Ethiopia. So we are saying no to the people. We are saying no, we have to find a new approach. Because we can't establish a political party and everything in Ethiopia. Sovereignty, we are talking about restoration, constitution and monarchy. As much as government. That don't come through no ballot box. That like a commonized, as they're going to say. You can't deal with royal family like them is commonized. Them is not common people, but some socialist people say them. Because historically, if you look on Russia and other places, them kill the Tsar and the whole family. You understand me? Anywhere it go, them took out the royal family them. And them have to run away and go into exile. So it's the same behavior we see right now take place. You understand me? So we are saying to the people now of Ethiopia, we have to organize and they have to come be a part of our organization. Because Majesty make preservation for us through the Imperial Ethiopian Royal Federation and the Church of Haile Selassie I. And King Haile Selassie, Crown Prince Aswasi Haile Selassie, he might identify to us as a prince or no prince. Because I'm sure we say we have to carry the struggle irrespective if the prince them ready or not, or if Ethiopia ready or not. We must still continue to carry the struggle. From 1974, we continue the struggle. So we are saying now to the people now, we are saying to the people now, we have to intensify the struggle now in a different way. We have to reorganize ourselves and we have to re-examine the whole thing. And at the same time, we still have to continue putting pressure upon the Ethiopian government and the new Prime Minister so that what them say, they can say, no, democracy now, they must live it and put it in effect by changing a lot of things like the internet. We want the people to have freedom of speech, freedom of association, and freedom of press. They must be able to express themselves. They must have a voice. We don't have no voice over there. And because we don't born in Ethiopia, it's like the master is not Ethiopian. So we are saying, no, they must re-examine it and we're going to force them to re-examine this whole thing. Because we must play a role in this new government. We must play a role and the government of Ethiopia must give you that opportunity. And we want the people who born in Ethiopia to put pressure to them, the ones abroad, because them born, they must tell them they're abroad. We never born in Ethiopia, so through that, them do us as Ethiopian. And that's the thing we are fighting for right now. We are fighting for recognition as Ethiopian and our institution from His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. We want to recognize our institution, the Church of Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian Royal Federation. They must recognize we. Because we was there even before 74. They must go back and check the history of our organization, the church and the federation. So we're not going to stay long, but we are saying it's the Rasta people who depend Shashamane and who accept from the Ethiopian government that ID, what them call like a green card,
residential,
some resident alien. We are telling them to reject that and come and be a part of this liberation, restoration struggle for the return a constitutional monarchy of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. It's that we are saying, and we not change our fight. So we're going to pass it on now, back to the Abuna, and then to the rest of brethren them. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, liberty in our nation.
Majesty.
Blessed be God.
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, we want to interview from one of the novice Levi dealing with the Rastafarian in New York. And what is their contribution towards the struggle?
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. I'm Abdiel, and I'm going to do a quick interview with some of the item in Abuna as well about some of the Rasta men here in New York. And first, I would like to say, Abuna, thank you for this time. And to also speak on this video. My first question to you, Abuna, is what is your, and also some of the item as well, what are some of your thoughts of the direction, the aims, the goals, and the objectives of some of the Rasta men in New York who aren't a part of the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I or the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation? As I know that a lot of Rasta men here still support and believe in the EWF. And if you listen to the speech from the Abuna and King Haile Selassie in 1987, they give us Rasta in this time, 2018, our goals, visions, and our objectives in those times. So Abuna, my first question is, what do you feel about the contribution that these Rasta men have played in 2018 as far as the support of the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation?
I came to this country in 1990. The government outside the communist country and organized the Rastafarian people in the prison system. But they with the Rasta out the street now. My first question to the brother upon Nastra, we call it Bed-Style.
Bed-Style?
Bed-Style.
Yeah, Bed-Style.
What 10 days to be a Rasta man 2018 in Babylon, America? What 10 days? If you sell herb on the corner, tell that to the young girls them, or do something meaningful. Because what I can see is that the Rasta man in Brooklyn, him not doing anything meaningful towards liberation of Ethiopia, restoration of the dynasty of Haile Selassie I, and restoration of the constitutional monarchy. To them, to me, the Rasta thing in them area is like a gig. You come in late for the man and say, you're going to go away again, and you meet two girls on the road, like a young girl, and you give them a thought, and you anti the Federation, the Imperials, you anti it, and you anti the church. When I look on them in this Babylon system, them don't want to accept that there is no repatriation. And through that, them irresponsible. Because let's face it, if there's a repatriation, them couldn't survive it. Because the governmental question. And the question about is that the Rasta man in Brooklyn don't ready for it yet. And when I say this with respect, the man don't like criminal. A criminal not only a man who pick a pocket and broke a house. It's the mind, the mindset. Because from 1974 until now, the Rasta man in Brooklyn, Bronx, and a part of New York does not do anything meaningful to help the cause. So, in myself, as a Rasta elder, I couldn't respect them. Only can respect people who's doing something meaningful to Ethiopia. I'm going to look at the whole thing again. Tonight, 2018, we have opened a problem in New York because the Church of Haile Selassie is situated at 470 Gates Avenue. We call conference, they don't come conference. We keep a Sunday worship, them don't come. Yet, they want to be a part of the historical name of Rastafari. And it don't work the way there.
Yes, Abuna, thank you. My next question is, how do you feel about the reggae artists in this time and their contribution to the struggle to liberation and restoration of the constitutional monarchy in Ethiopia?
Well, when I look at the reggae system and reggae artists, them, I don't see them contribute to the Rasta movement and music economy that we could play Dennis Brown them music in a symphony and strings. And at the same time, them is total Rasta, but when them done them show, it's a Caucasian collect the money. You understand? If you ask each of the Rasta man who's a superstar, the same question, and it's like it's a song, what you have been doing in the interest of repatriation, in the interest of liberation. You build school, you build clinic, you build church, because when you ask them how the birth of His Majesty, you can't worship Master in a bush. Because 1930, November 2nd, it was in a cathedral, His Majesty showed himself the world and Haile Selassie I. So we look point again, it's not satisfied the Rasta reggae artists. But what the world I say, Rolling Stone, the little people, them, with low-cost house in Liverpool, them contribute money grant to the year them come from as poor people. Up to now today, 2018, no Rasta artist contribute anything meaningful, like a basic school, a clinic, to the Rasta movement. So, with truth, I understand myself. It's not so I fight them, but until you understand, say, tradition and custom must be modified and do something meaningful in the area, a basic school, clinic, then I'll ever say the same thing. They're ready for the struggle yet.
So, Boona, my last question to you is, those who love justice and hate aggression in the Rastafarians in 2018 who were in search, what do you feel their mission, vision, goals, and objectives? Where should they lie in this time in 2018?
I think them should first associate themselves with the Imperial Ethiopian Revolution Incorporated and be active, pacific person within the Church of Haile Selassie I first. Because when the woman go to her work and the boss tell her say she can't wear the red wrap, the head wrap, them send her to me and we get a letter and the system accept her. When them son go to school and the school teacher say you can't relax, them send them to me and give them a letter. And the son can keep him relaxed and his wife can keep on her turban. That is something fundamental. To me, until them get initiated within the Church of Haile Selassie and be an official member of the Imperial Ethiopian Federation, them is not doing anything for His Imperial Majesty restoration. So, all I can say, when I leave Pan Nasra and down the road, the Church Avenue and in place there, when the brother watch this Facebook tonight, them can't take it personal. You have to look upon it and we have to quote this again. Tradition and custom must be modified to ensure the continuity of a nation, a people. And without modification in them life, then it's pure dream of a dream because there's no repatriation. It is abbreviated. But we live adequately. I sure must have proper education. And I don't say the Rasta man really a pioneer that I work towards that. So I believe say I can wrap up the whole thing until the idea start. God and history, I watch the Rasta man them in New York, Bronx, Brooklyn, and where them congregate. God and history I record the whole thing. And God and history when I record them judgment. They could record mostly in judgment 35-41. Because things and time must tell for itself until Rasta man do something meaningful with a capital M. Then more problem.
Yes, thanks to Boona for that interview. I'm going to say a quick thing before I pass it to the item. Greetings in the name again of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. I'm encouraging all of those who love justice and hate aggression and all the Rastafarians around the world to listen to the speech of the Boona Fox and King Haile Selassie in 1987 and the words that are said in that message. There is no repatriation, as they said in that message. You must, all Rastamen and all those who love justice and hate aggression. And also in the speech, it said all black people of the world, not just Rasta. It says all black people of the world to come under the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation in the leadership of the international president of the Boona A. Fox and the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I. So you can request that video here at himchurch.org or contact us via email, himchurchny@yahoo.com. I'm going to pass it to one of the items. Blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yes, greetings again. In the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Now this one is to the Rastafarian community in New York in particular and worldwide and in Jamaica too. Well, what we noticed about the Rastaman them and the daughter them as well is that you see the reggae music thing and you see the ganja trade them two things there and the six-a-side football, them things that undermine Rasta.
True.
Today. Them three things there in particular.
True.
The weed business, the football, and the reggae music thing. Because that can liberate a people. That can build a community. One time in the history of Rasta man talk about farming and them things there, and fishing. Things that we do to develop them community, as a community. Them not talk about them things anymore. No Rasta man not farm again. Them not interested in them things there. Them have no interest in anything to develop the movement. You understand me? All them do as a boy and the while ago is trick up the little young daughter them and food them up and breed them up and them shelf the medication, them kill book and pencil. You understand me? Them kill education, them no education thing. You understand me? Them thing there is Majesty totally oppose the word of them thing there. By him action and him works and him build institution, him build educational institution, him build hospital, him build clinic and them thing there. Where the rest of them do. We have a clinic, we have a school, we have a political party, we have a federation, we have a church, yeah? We have all these things and we're building more. Right now we have an agricultural cooperative, you understand me? And we have land, so we're going to expand the whole thing and build an industry. So we are saying, where them I say, the Rasta, the both male and the female them. I don't want them to just burn pure weed. The man them burn grabber and weed the woman them. It's the grabber, it will destroy our community. It will make the man them infertile. It will change the woman them hormones. It mash our community. We have bridging where we bury. Why? Because we smoke too much grabber and mash up them lungs. So we are telling the people them say no, this thing is part of the infiltration of the Rasta movement. The grabber and them thing there. The reggae music thing is not Rasta music. Reggae music is not Rasta music. It's 4 beats to the bar. It destroy man. And then become pervert. You understand me? The mind of the people them, who say is Rasta, it gone. And them have people, the young generation, I follow them. So is that now my address? The Rasta movement must come apart at the Church of Haile Selassie I. And if you say you're a bobo, you're a big guy, you don't want to come part of the church, well, you must consolidate the federation, the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation for social, economic, and political development. You must. And for liberation and the restoration of the government and the dynasty of Emperor Selassie I in this time, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, a past time, my brethren.
Yes, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. My name is Brother Moriah Jason Wells, and I'm just glad to be in the Church of Emperor Selassie I on this day, you know, because His Majesty gave the church, the church, the Abona, commissioned the Abona, and the Abona opened the church with the permission of His Majesty and His son, you know, and Ethiopia, without the Church of Emperor Selassie I and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation, the constitutional monarchy of Emperor Selassie I is no Ethiopia. And our Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And I want you to take this into consideration because we are Ethiopians in exile, you know, and we are here calling on you to bring back the glory, the greatness of Ethiopia, which is an emperor in Ethiopia, a king in Ethiopia, and the constitutional monarchy of Emperor Selassie I. That is the greatness, past greatness of Ethiopia. Anything else after 1974 is hatred and lack of ignorance, because we after 1974 is ignorant to the things that His Majesty, the greatness of Ethiopia through His Majesty works. And if it wasn't for the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the Ethiopian World Federation, the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation, we would not know nothing. True. So I give thanks for Abona Fox and his brethren and sistren for keeping His Majesty legacy and dynasty alive.
True.
You understand? Because with no apology, His Majesty is God, Almighty, the Almighty Emperor of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the cradle of civilization. You understand? So, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, you are our Prime Minister. We are Ethiopians in exile from Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Haiti, Guyana, St. Vincent. And we are calling on you to reach out to the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation and the Church of Emperor Haile, the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation and the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I. You understand? To work with us, you understand? And help Ethiopia in this time. Help Ethiopians home and abroad. That is the great glory of bringing back Ethiopia. I don't want to be too long, but it's true what Brother Abbot Elohia say. You understand? Rastafarians in Brooklyn especially and all over, they undermine Rastafarianism. You understand? Because Rastafarianism is not getting up on a Sunday morning and going and play football in the park or going to a Sizzler concert. It's coming to give praises in the church of Emperor Selassie I. Worship Him in spirit and truth. You understand? So, all Rastafarians and people who love truth and justice, reach out and come and visit the church of Emperor Selassie I. Come and know the true meaning of God and get an identity. You understand? And with that, I pass it on to Abbot Abdia. His Majesty Rastafari.
Ja.
Rastafari. Emperor Haile Selassie I liveth.
His Majesty. Greetings. My name is Brother Abbot Abdia from the Church of Empire I and North America branch. And I'm not going to make this very long. It's very short and compact still. But again, with the Abuna, Brother Eloi and Brother Mariah saying, support the mass movement. And we want restoration of dynasty of who? Emperor Haile Selassie I's throne back in Ethiopia. And yes, you can still keep your prime ministers and everything else too, because the revised constitution that His Majesty gave all of that with it too. So again, liberty in our nation and support the mass movement. And by support, I mean comment, like, go to himchurch.org, understand everything, contribute, understand? Just make yourself aware and notice. And with that, His Majesty Empire I liveth.
Majesty. Yes, greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Empire Selassie I, one God, blessed be
Ja Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I liveth.
My name is Brother Amaziah, and my message is to the people watching. We got to continue putting the pressure on the government of Ethiopia to look towards constitutional monarchy and to bring back the dynasty of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, because it's a new regime that's in power right now, and they're talking about bringing the past glory of Ethiopia, but they still failing to mention the name and the contribution and the deeds of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Like the past glory is before him, and that past glory excludes him. And that is not true, because even those who are in power today, although it's a new regime, they were educated in Ethiopia because of His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, who was the Minister of Education in Ethiopia, which is an office that he held for himself when he shared power with the people, when he gave them their first written constitution, 1931. His Majesty is Ethiopia. You understand? So we still can't forget that, and we can't get caught up in a kind of sentiment about, you know, this new regime, because they still have a lot of things to do to prove that what they say is true. You understand? But we know, irrespective, Ethiopia's liberation is a must. You know what I mean? So I just telling the people, don't forget that. You understand? We are fighting for the liberation of Ethiopia, restoration of the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I and his dynasty, his family rule in Ethiopia. You understand? And the people in North America who are here in New York, or what they say the tri-state area, you need to come to the Church of Haile Selassie I. Come visit the church, come visit our website, and come reason. Because right now, none of the other houses, none of the other branches of Rasta, you understand, have a contribution towards the development that we say lion, liberty in our nation. You understand? Emperor Selassie I, our king, told us that we must follow and come under the umbrella of the IEWF, the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. Why? Because the EWF was defunct. So all Rastafarians, you have to listen to the word of the king. You understand? The gift of the Trinity, Emperor Selassie I. So that means that everyone who is watching this, you have to go within yourself and search within yourself and find that truth. And when you find the truth, you're going to find that you're going to become a supporter of the mass movement. So with that, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I live it. Blessed be
Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I live it.
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. My name is Novice Priest Eugene Anil, and this message is for Ethiopians at home and Ethiopians abroad. People who have a love for Ethiopia and an interest in Ethiopian affairs. Monarchy has existed in Ethiopia for over 3,000 years. Monarchy is the first operated in Ethiopia. Ethiopia gave the world monarchy. So to bring back the past greatness of Ethiopia, you must bring back monarchy. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Ambassador Tekle Berham. We are advocating for the return of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I, the 225th descendant of King Solomon, to bring back that dynasty to the throne of Ethiopia, to bring back, number one, the integrity of Ethiopia, bring back its history. Every nation in the world, China has their history behind them to maintain their integrity. Germany, China, every single one of them. Bring back Ethiopia's integrity. Bring back that unifying force within Ethiopia to unite all the different groups, all the different tribes, all the different factions in Ethiopia, different who speak different languages, but have one king. These are the things that must be considered in this time, as it is a serious time, and Ethiopia, those abroad, as Virgin said, those are in exile, are looking to Ethiopia as our future, because we are Ethiopians and we wish to return home, we wish to repatriate, but we cannot repatriate unless the monarchy is restored. We cannot repatriate under a socialist Marxist regime. It's a foreign regime, foreign ideology, and we refuse. And an anti-Christ democracy. They don't believe in God. They don't want to destroy God. Can't work. So, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, Ethiopian people who are viewing this, Ethiopian youngsters who are in universities, look again into yourself and look and know that to restore the integrity and to restore the unity of Ethiopia, the monarchy must be restored. And one more thing before I go. Mengistu must be extradited out of Zimbabwe and stand charges. Yes, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, if you want to restore justice to the people of Ethiopia, you must bring Mengistu, extradite him out of Zimbabwe and bring him to justice. With that I say, give thanks, Majesty and Prime Minister.
Yes, greetings in the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I, one God. My name is Brother Joseph, novice Levite at the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I, and I would like to extend a special greetings to the current Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Mr. Abiy Ahmed, and to all Ethiopians and to all Rastafarians. Greetings. Now, what I would like to say now is that we, the Rastafarians, the Ethiopians who are in exile here at Bible Christian Haile Selassie I, and who are a part of the IEWF Incorporated, we are always going to be here. We aren't going anywhere. And we are forever going to represent His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I with the fullness, understand, and with everything that we can, in every way that we can. So, with that being said, we're going to be a thorn in the side of anybody who tries to erase the name of Emperor Haile Selassie I from Ethiopia or from anywhere. You understand? Because Emperor Haile Selassie I, his contribution is majestic. You understand? And some would say it's otherworldly. You understand? Because the things that he brought to Ethiopia within that time and within that dispensation, it is a time where Europe was looking at Africans as savages. And His Imperial Majesty brought Africans, you understand, into a royal statehood. You understand, when he gave us a constitution, 16th of July, 1931. It shocked the nations. Why? Because it was constitutional monarchy. Never before has that ever been done, where a king would take power and share with his people. So, with that being said, Emperor Haile Selassie I is the greatest.
True.
Why? Because he considered the feelings of the people and he acted on it. Now, when we look at the current regime and the current government of Ethiopia right now, we see that before, you know, they weren't for familyhood. They weren't for family. So right now we are watching the current regime, and we ask that you contact us, you understand, and you allow us to be in dialogue with you so that we can come together and form some type of accord for His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, because again, we are not going anywhere. We will forever be here. And we are going to raise children that are going to forever be here, and their children's children are going to be here. So, like I said, we don't have any qualms or any issues with the eye, but please have a dialogue so that we can bring back that same greatness and that same glory that was spoken about by our Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed. Now, to the Rastafarians who are within New York and within North America, we have to look at truth. What is a Rastafarian? Well, when you look at that term, a Rastafarian is a person who follows Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I. So, with that being said, our actions, our thoughts, our mindsets, and the things that we do must be in accordance with his. Now, in 2018, that is not the case. Because in 2018, as a fellow young Rastafarian, I can personally say that the reggae music has taken us far, and taken us far from the cause of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Why? One, it doesn't educate us. You understand? And it brings us into a mindset of pervertness, wherein all we're thinking about is women and girls and sex. You understand? And it is a reality that we have to talk about as Rastafarians, because when we look at his Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, he was about development. So with development, he erected clinics, he erected churches, he erected schools, he erected hospitals, he erected farms. As a Rastafarian, what are we doing? Let's be honest, we aren't doing anything, because we don't have schools, we do not have farms, we do not have clinics, and we do not have our own hospital. But with the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I and the IEWF, we see progress. And His Majesty said progress must be moral.
True.
So the evidence is in the pudding. You know, and as Rastafarians, we have to at some point look in the mirror and ask ourselves, are we doing what His Majesty did? Are we following Haile Selassie I, or are we following our own accord and our own understandings, and people like Sizzla and, you know, Cape Platine, the other reggae artists that, you know, is not for liberation, restoration of the dynasty of Emperor Haile Selassie I in Ethiopia. So with that, I'm not going to stress the I, but contact us. You know what I'm saying? Have a dialogue with us. Question us. You know, you might disagree. Contact us and let's have a dialogue. You know, and we have to look to the future. We have to look to our children. Because His Majesty was always about the future and about children. So with that, blessed be Jah
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I living.
Yeah, greetings to the brethren and sisters of Ethiopia at home and abroad. Greetings to all the Rastafarian members of the community. My name is Wyndham Migdalel, or Brother Migdalel, and I'm speaking to you from the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I in North America, Brooklyn. Now, in terms of economical liberation, we have to be realists within ourselves. If you have a phone, in order to watch this video on the phone, you gotta pay your phone bill. If you don't have your phone bill, in order to have Wi-Fi, somebody gotta pay the Wi-Fi. So let's think about this. When we say economical liberation, we're talking about a contribution, a meaningful contribution towards liberation struggle and the mishaps that's going on. As Rastafarians, when Rastafarianism and when the Rastafarian community first emerged, we had a chant, and it's the same chant with a more elevated development behind it, because we always say that the aged must be protected, the sick must be nourished, the ignorant educated, the homeless sheltered, the children cared for. How can we do these things if we don't contribute our funds? His Majesty said that we must organize and centralize. What does that mean? All these things have meanings. To organize, and that means create a bond of unity. It don't matter if you're Bobo Shanti, Naibingi, 12 tribes. Every one of the items say Emperor Haile Selassie I. And His Majesty said that we must be organized and centralized on a unison banner. And we have that banner given to us by the gift of the Trinity, King Haile Selassie. It's the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. And for those that are in search, we have a religious entity, the Church of Haile Selassie I, that will guide us morally and understand the politics of the day. Yeah. So with that, brethren and sisters, contribute, support the mass movement, support the leadership of the Abuna Emmanuel Fox. and the subsidiary leadership of Abba Eloi. You understand? And all of the leaders are part of the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation and the Church of Haile Selassie I contribute towards the struggle because it takes money to do anything in 2018. You can't go to the store if you have a car without gas. You can't live in your house without paying your bills. Be realistic. Insurance costs money. Schooling costs money. So in order for all these things in the Rastafarian community to develop and increase, we have to give our 10% to the high priest. Yeah. To the church. Contribute towards the struggle. And then we'll see prosperity. But right now, we striving, we struggling. And this discourse that we have is not making it no better. Contribute, organize and centralize. And that is what His Majesty wants us to do. Follow the aims and objectives of the Abuna and the directives that He's laying out for us. Support the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation and the Church of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And with that, I said, blessed be Jah Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Yeah, greetings in the name of Babetta Christian Haile Selassie I, the Church of Haile Selassie I, and the Imperial Ethiopian World Federation. My name is Brother Ismachi. I'm the assistant abbot in the North America branch, and I would like to start off by saying that when it comes to government, you understand, there's a saying that when they say government for the people and by the people, there's no government that demonstrate that saying but His Majesty government. Because all governments don't share power with people. They rule in absolute totality and they do what they want to the people. And the question of the royal family developing a political party and challenge election, that can't work. It come like America. You are going to have a man sit on a throne for about 4 or 5 years and do what they call a quote-unquote term. And then the government take it back from them. That's not power. That's puppetship. That's what you call puppeteering. You understand? They use the royal family just to get what they want out of it. But it don't work that way. When we say we's theocrats, we's monarchists, you understand? Them thing that mean that God government rule. You understand? And who's God? Emperor Haile Selassie I. With no apology. You understand? And if I want to understand that, that's just more research I want to have to do. You understand? And when you really check out the Rasta movement today, you understand, as all of the other priests them said, what are they really contributing toward liberation and restoration? You understand? Because when you check the music, most reggae songs, they talk about Zion and this and feel merry and feel airy and don't worry, everything's going to be alright. No, we have to worry. Everything is not alright. You understand? So when they put you in that fantastic mindset, like, yeah, we're going to Zion and Rastaman is vibration and no, them thing there is Ethiopia's burning while we singing them thing there. Ethiopia's in turmoil. You understand? And when you check Ethiopia right now, it come like, it's not a democracy. You understand? It's a socialist dictatorship. Meaning that the people them is depending on things produced by others, which does not bring complete happiness. You understand? And how is a dictatorship? As Brother Eloi said earlier, the Ethiopians in Ethiopia can't even watch what we're saying. Why? Because they didn't ask Ethiopians whether they want internet. They took it away from them. You understand? So we as Rasta people have to look at the whole thing again. You understand? Us within our faith and belief and religion. And yes, Rastafari, the Rasta faith is a religion. It's not no way of life. You understand? It's not no, don't follow people when they tell you them thing there. Rasta is a way of life. You think we choose for the overthrow of His Majesty government come? No.
No.
That's not no way of life. Reggae music is not no way of life. Right, what we doing right now is called what you call a struggle.
True.
Every man in this room is willing to take a headshot for what we talking about.
True.
You hear me? Everybody in this room is willing to take a headshot for what they talking about.
And that's not no lyrics. That's the difference between we and the people them that's on the other side of this camera. And the people them that's on the other side of this camera that would support what we saying. That's willing to take a headshot. And that's the people them I'm talking to. Because from the many come the few. You have those that rise above their fellow brethren and become great. And how can you do that? Support the church of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Don't follow your friend them. We say, oh, them Rasta man, they are talk some. No, we talking the thing. We talking the right thing. Because with all due respect, there is no other Rasta organization talking about what we talking about. You understand? And if they even talking about Ethiopia, is repatriation under a traitor government. Because when you buy an airplane ticket to go to Ethiopia, that money, you understand, goes to bomb, gun, and bullets to keep the royal family in exile longer. So all of the Rasta man and Shashamani, with all due respect, I see the Adam as traitor to His Majesty government and what he contributed. You understand? Because if you support His Majesty government, what's there is it's not His Majesty thing. You understand? So I'm not here to prolong the thing and carry it too long. You understand? All I say is liberty in our nation. You understand? And prince or no prince. With that, blessed be Jah.
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. My name is Priest Pedel at the Church of Haile Selassie I. And I won't take up much of your time, but right now the war drum is beating because we are on the stage of World War III that His Majesty talk about. Yeah, he make a statement before he left the scene, because he's still alive. He said that America has to play a leading role in morality, you understand, for world peace. And right now, America, Israel is in Iran. So the war starts. Now, what we gonna do as Rastafarian people who say love, justice, and hate aggression? Where you gonna go? You're not gonna sing the same old tune by the rivers of Babylon where we sat down? No, no. We are political animals. We are political animals. Love justice and we hate aggression. So as people who love justice and hate aggression, you have to look at it again. And we want a dialogue with our Prime Minister. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Yeah, we like a dialogue because that dialogue will lead us to understanding, and that understanding will lead us to liberation and restoration of the throne of Emperor Haile Selassie I, because you're going to see that His Majesty is the greatest. True. Because the time that he took to make Ethiopia a modern state, it was a marvel to the world. It was a marvel, you know. And if it was for His Majesty, you would not have, you know, be a prime minister, because it would be a state of, you know, destruction. You know, so we don't want to drag this on, but we like a dialogue with the Ethiopians, because we like justice and hate aggression. And when the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed talk about the past glory of Ethiopia, you have to include His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. There's no question about it. You know, you have in this time, in this dispensation, in this time, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia is God upon earth. You understand? So with God, I like to, you know, say my blessing to you. May the Lord Emperor Haile Selassie I bless thee and keep thee. May the Lord Emperor Haile Selassie I make His face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. And may the Lord Emperor Haile Selassie I lift up His countenance upon thee and grant thee peace. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Majesty.
God.